Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the softball complex of the Mona Shore Sailors, where your Sailor Lady varsity team is going to be taking on the Big Reds of Muskegon. I am Joe Kanukin, and this is Sailor Nation Sports Network coming to you live from the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth high above in the press box. And today we've got a great crew bringing the game to you. Kim and Codis, the eye in the sky, as always. We've got our center field Cam that's bringing you the static shots. And we've got Cohen Holman for the first of the doubleheader working the third base line. In the booth with me today, we have my son, Noah Kanukin. He doesn't get an opportunity to join us very often back from college. How you doing, Noah?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
And to bring all the expert testimony to softball, the former coach of the Mona Shore Sailors, Jason Crago. Jason, thanks for being with us here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I appreciate it very much. So, gentlemen, here we are. It is a beautiful, picture-perfect day for softball. Little warm, but you'd rather have it warm than cold, that's for sure.
I'm not going to say it's too hot. No way. Not after the spring we've had and the winter.
Well, it's certainly it's a beautiful opportunity to be here on this beautiful field. And really, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, this is the second full season that they will have played on this field so far. Is that correct?
That's correct. We had our first full season was set to go in 2020 and then canceled because of the pandemic. And so this is our second full year here on this new beautiful complex.
Well, and it's a beautiful complex. Obviously, there's some thought put into this. Did you have a lot to do with the design of this at all?
We did. Some parents, Scott Willicke, Mark Savacool, goes way back to maybe 2008 and 9. Dale Carlson, one of our first parent booster parents that really put some thought into where the dugout should be, the fact we have a little stadium behind us. The big black netting, those poles were all kind of thought up in that time period, and we got the bond issue, and here it is.
Well, and that forethought on all that stuff has made this a magnificent park.
Yeah.
Glad to have seen the full second season get underway. Sailors are doing pretty good this year.
Yeah, they're doing well. I think they're just above 500. They hit the ball well. I've seen one doubleheader so far. I didn't get a chance to see him last Saturday at the county tournament, but I hear they played Oak Ridge real tough.
Very tough.
Yeah, Oak Ridge is a powerhouse in our side of the state, and so they lost 7-5 to them. But I guess they're doing well. They got some young kids still, and a lot of girls that love to play the ball.
You know, you mentioned a little bit above 500. You look at a game like they played against Oak Ridge, and that was that tournament. They won the first one handily. When they played against the Oak Ridge, that is a formidable Oak Ridge team. Mm-hmm. Always has been, always will be for girls softball. And it was tied 5-5 late in the game. They were making a game out of it all the way until just about the very end. So,
Mia Gagan, I guess, hit a grand slam to tie it up at 5, and really exciting. And that's where you want to be this time of year, playing against good teams and getting ready for districts.
Yep. Noah, welcome back, bud.
Thank you.
You don't get an opportunity to sit in on the broadcast very often.
No,
it's always nice to have you on here. I appreciate it very, very much. So tell us a little bit about what school's been like this junior year at University of Michigan.
Yeah, so did a lot of my junior level aerospace engineering classes, some of the hardest classes that are part of the degree. So glad to have those out of the way. Wrapped up my music minor, still doing a couple of classes for that just because I can and I want to. It's a good little break from all of the STEM stuff. But yeah, glad to have that all wrapped up. And then next week I'll be moving down to Cincinnati to start my internship with GE Aviation.
Yep, it's no slowing down for you for the summertime at all, that's for sure. But that's the way you like it. So
yes, yep.
No issues there. So one of the other things you got to enjoy was a full season of normal sports.
Yes.
Down at U of M, everything, Noah's favorite sports. Obviously basketball, football, hockey, and we actually got to take in a University of Michigan baseball game a couple of weekends ago, and softball was playing in the field right behind us, so it was pretty awesome to see. So we'll take a quick break and let the announcement of the players by Mr. Dan Vandermeide here joining us in the broadcast booth, giving us the PA work at the field.
Number 7, Lauren Belka. Number 8, Diana Zuniga. Number 9, Brielle Dean. Number 10, Paige Nash. Number 11, Braden Atherton. Number 12, Amina Payne. Number 13, Jelena Chervanek. Number 15, Jakaya Bailey. Number 16, Abigail Toringa. Number 21, Layla Harris. Number 28, Melissa Almeida. And number 42, Kanaya Martin. Those are your Big Reds. I'll give you the roster for Mona Shores. I did not get a lineup from them yet, so I'm just going to run them down for you. Under head coach Sydney Tharp. Number 8, Maggie McCarthy. Number 2 is Elizabeth Sevacool. Number 14, Mia Gagan. Number 7 is Macy Spaniola. Number 6, Kristen Hillen. Number 9, Abby Pritchett. Number 3, Alexis Brayton. Number 5, Amelia Pena. Number 11 is Avery Johnson. Number 13, Des Burns. Number 15, Hannah Gagan. And number 4, Brooklyn Graham. The umpires for today's game, Bob Speldy and the not really rich Maycroft. Well, wannabe rich Maycroft. I don't want to be rich Maycroft, but he apparently is.
Dan Vandermeid, classic voice of the Sailors here at the softball complex, providing the announcement of the players. And this is a doubleheader contest here today. We're going to get ready to do the national anthem here, and then once we get that, awesome opportunity for people to stand and show our respect for the country and the flag, we'll get underway with some softball.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. We are so thankful for those on the front line, especially healthcare workers and first responders. Please rise now, join our players as we pay tribute to the men and women who put their lives on the line each day to protect us and defend this great nation.
And with the national anthem completion, that brings us up to game time. So, Jason, you've had a lot of opportunity to play against the Muskegon Big Reds over the years. How's this program coming along as far as its development and growth?
Well, it's been up and down. and they struggle sometimes to get girls to come out. There's not really a feeder program anymore in the city of Muskegon, and so a lot of these girls are playing softball for the first time in 9th grade. And you have to come in with the right attitude, because it can be a little frustrating for those girls to come out and see some of the other opponents that have played for 10 years already.
Sure.
But they've always been great sports, and we've actually had a few competitive games with them. But typically they struggle to put runs on the board and to throw it over the plate. I did see the girl warming up here from Muskegon did throw relatively well, so that's a good sign if you can get the ball over the plate and throw some strikes.
The opportunity, again, we look at Muskegon and we look at Fruitport, we look at Reese Puffer. Those are all crosstown rivalries that regardless of the maybe the skill involved or the athletic abilities, how good a team is or not, you can never discount a crosstown rivalry.
Oh, for sure.
And it usually adds a lot of a great opportunity for good play no matter what. Especially at the varsity level. Hoping to see a great game here for the Sailors as well as the Big Reds, those Big Reds fans that happen to be joining us here. Thank you for watching us. You can find us you're probably seeing us on the YouTube page. If you're not, you can also subscribe to our Facebook page. And our Facebook group is also streaming this, so wherever you're watching this from, we appreciate it very, very much. And we're getting underway. Sailors are going to be... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, is this going to be home field for the Sailors both games?
No, they'll be home.
Switch.
Home the first game, and then you're away the second game. Softball only plays each other twice in conference. The boys play each other 3 times. So.
Sailors underway. First pitch is lined to this. And I forgot to turn on my instant replay, so boy, that would have been a good one to grab, but...
Efficiency, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yep. 3 strikes an inning is a pretty good pitch count.
Lauren Belka, number 7, to the plate.
Strike 1 for the Sailors. What a beautiful day.
Not a cloud.
Not a cloud. Well, a couple puffy ones,
yeah.
but that just makes for ambiance. Strike 2 for the Sailors.
You find Kristen Hillen will be around the plate. She's a good battler on the corners and challenges the hitters. So she's done a fairly decent job this year so far.
There's the first ball of the game. What other nuances for those that are watching do you have when you compare softball to baseball as far as how the game is structured? Oh,
there's a hit.
Base hit over the shortstop area.
Well, the first thing you notice is, especially when they're playing at a high level, is how much faster the girls' game is, because the bases are 30% shorter, 33% shorter, but they are not 33% slower as athletes. So the time you have to make a play is so much faster, especially when you have speed on the bases.
Strike over the inside corner of the plate.
Another nuance, too, is the pitchers are able to move the ball in 4 different directions. And the key direction that is troubling for the hitter is up.
Sure, a raising ball.
Yes, that doesn't happen in baseball. So you've got to account for all 4 movements, and it makes it tough on the hitter.
How many girls at this level have a developed pitch to do it that way?
To a rise ball?
Yeah.
The good ones, they typically will focus in on a pitch that works for them. Mm-hmm. And if it is a rise ball, there are girls that throw a good one. The difference I've seen at the high school level, especially when they're younger, is they have trouble throwing that pitch for a strike. So I would always have my girls move back in the batter's box and try to take that pitch as opposed to trying to hit it. At the college level, they can throw it at your shins and it ends at your thighs. And it's a strike, and it's almost sometimes impossible to hit.
You know, my experience with softball would be rec league at a Ross Park and everything else. I'm sure that these girls would dust most of the teams away that we would play against.
That was hit.
High fly ball, deep center field. Looks like she's under it, and there's another one away.
Nice. Well, made good contact. We've had a couple good hard hit balls. 3 actually. Noah, have you been down to any U of M games for softball?
Not any softball yet. I've heard a lot of good things about those games though, and when we were there for the baseball game, honestly the crowd at softball was so much better than the baseball game.
Oh my gosh, it was. It was crazy how good that crowd was.
And Michigan's baseball just had a College World Series team, I think, a couple years ago.
I think it was last year, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And
swing and a miss.
Right now, kind of a 500 team.
Yeah.
So, not ideal, but.
And college baseball is tough because a lot of the good players have gone to farm leagues out of high school, kind of like hockey does here.
I was just going to say, just like hockey.
Right. Softball doesn't have that.
Pitch going down to second. Throw is on the money, but safe. Just a little bit short.
Muskegon looks pretty comfortable here. It's nice to see. Typically with this team, you see a lot of girls that are maybe playing for the first time, and you can kind of tell they're a little anxious. They seem pretty comfortable.
Trying to get my instant replay dialed in here.
Oh, is that still not up?
Yeah, it's not working quite as right as I would like it to be. So, all right, I think we're good now. Drive to shortstop.
That's 4 hard hit balls.
Yeah, real hard hit balls, and well played by the Sailors all the way around. A really deep fly ball to center field for the second out. That line drive to third, and a routine, ground ball to shortstop ends the inning. So, at the end of 1, your Sailors begin their first offensive opportunity here. 0-0. We'll be right back. And we're back here at Sailor Stadium. Beautiful day once again. End of the top of the first. The Sailors coming up here now for their first offensive opportunity. And as we talked, Jason, they really do have a lot of bat power on this team, and it's going to be fun to see what they do today.
Yeah, they can hit the ball, and they've got girls up and down the lineup that can hit the ball well, and they haven't had trouble scoring runs this year. They've run into a few powerhouse pitchers. I think that they stop mostly all teams, but for the most part, they offensively have been great.
I'm hoping that they, hit a few home runs. But as you can see out in center field, our center field camera, I'm using my car out there to access it. So
that's going to be a moonshot. It's possible to hit it, but it's going to have to be a really high pitch. I won't say that your car is safe.
Well,
it's pretty safe.
If anybody's going to have their car hit out there, it's probably going to be me. So,
my dad's windshield got it down the left field line 4 years ago.
When we were at the University of Michigan baseball game, there was a foul ball that took out a car's back windshield.
Yep.
Back window. All right, so your Sailors up. First up for the Sailors, Maggie McCarthy.
Oh, looks like Critchett. Is that Critchett, number 9?
I'm sorry. I thought it was 8. You're right. You're correct. It's Abby Critchett.
Center fielder, Abby Critchett.
The net that I'm looking through happened to paint the other side of the 8 that I was looking at. Solid hit to shortstop. Knocks it down, but gets it. Oh, they gave it to the runner on that one.
I thought she was out.
Yeah, had her by about a half a step.
Now the ball's
she's going to
second.
second.
Fly around. We ain't done yet. We're not done yet.
All the way around.
And it's a infield home run, right?
Wow. So we've got it.
That's a 7 and 8.
So a wild first at bat, knocked down very well by the shortstop. However, it got away on the throw to first, and she basically just worked her way around on some errant throws. So Sailors up 1-0.
It looked from up here to be an out, but unfortunately for Muskegon, or fortunately for Mona Shores, they got to field the ball.
Deep. Very good play out in the left center field area for out number 1 for the Big Reds.
The shortstop, number 2, Elizabeth Savacool. She's due to get one. She is.
This is when your truck is in most danger right here.
Well, like I said, I mean, if we have to replace windows, we can replace windows. Foul
That's
ball.
what insurance is for.
That's right. That's right.
I think you're close enough to the fence where trajectory I don't think is going to get it.
Yeah.
I figured out what was going on with the instant replay. I chose the wrong inputs. That's why
That'll do it.
Yeah, it was all sorts of all over the place. But I think we're good now. So
this is number 2, Elizabeth Savacool, senior. I had the honor of coaching her first 2 years, and she had a broken leg her first year as a freshman, and then COVID wiped out her sophomore year, and so she is playing her senior year here, and great player, great student, and really represents Shores well.
she's going to make the most of her senior year, missing all of that
Absolutely.
that she did.
I think she hit 12 home runs last year. She has already 5 this year. Should be going for second place all time here. I think second place is 22 career home runs in Mona Shores.
That's quite a few home runs. High fly ball to right field. She's coming in. Could drop. Got the angle. Good grab. Out number 2 here for the Sailors. We're currently up 1-0, bottom of the first.
Number 4, Brooklyn Graham.
Those of you who are watching, you'll notice a little bit of a jump every once in a while on the camera. We can't figure out what it is, but there is some type of RF that really interferes. Now, this is an upgrade from the last time that we were here, and we still are very, very limited on our signal strength from the transmitters on the cameras. We're not sure exactly what it is. But,
is it better the closer you get to the school?
Yeah, it is. And I'm not sure what over here is creating that type of an issue, but, you know, and the cell tower over there is obviously, closer to the football field, but we get better range over the football field than we do
I don't know
here.
if we talked about this before, but you, as a firefighter, might know that traffic signal over there, when you're listening to the radio, as you get close to that traffic signal, it does a lot of interference. So maybe that has something to do with it.
It could be it. Yep. Those are all on radio signaled timing, so you are absolutely correct. High fly ball infield. Second base drops it.
Those are the ones you got to have.
So, get Brooklyn Graham on base, 2 outs. Brings Mia Gagnon to the plate. Lefty. Was that the one against Oak Ridge?
Yep.
Mia Gagnon with the grand slam against the Oak Ridge during the tournament.
She had 3 or 4 hits versus Reese Puffer, too. She's been seeing the ball really well.
We're going to have Oak Ridge here this weekend for the tournament. Oak Ridge, Allendale. Be a long day.
Runner going to second and in with no throw.
So move the runner up into scoring position. Again, here we are, bottom of the first. 2 outs for the Sailors. Currently up 1-0 against the Lady Big Reds. Strike on the inside corner of the plate.
This young lady's throwing really well for Muskegon. Lauren Belka throwing some nice strikes and keeping the batters honest and making them put in play.
You talked about deep hit to the left. Handled very easily. So the Sailors only get 1 in that first inning, and the Big Reds making a game of it, at least at this point. So we will be back for the top of the second here in just a few minutes. Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus.
And we're back here, John Vandervelde, the Nexus Realty broadcast booth here at the Sailor Softball Complex. Lady Sailors taking on the Big Reds of Muskegon, currently top of the second. Your Sailors up 1-0. First pitch swung on and driven into right field into the gap. A little bit of offense here for the Big Reds. And, Jason, we talked about it. This is even warm-ups. We saw that this looked like it was a team that had made some strides and progress. That was as solid as any hit that we've seen so far from the Sailors.
That's an outside corner, first pitch strike. Then the batter took it right to right field, just exactly how you're supposed to do it. Well hit ball.
Swing and a miss. Strike one.
2 posts. One to the left of the scoreboard, one to the right of the scoreboard, behind the backstop with the net on it. Over and over on that scoreboard. Did you notice the 8th inning panel? It's already been hit twice. It's pushed in water.
Swing and a miss. Strike two.
And Austin, he went up there, took out the out panel, replaced the antenna on it.
Don't know if they're playing a bunt game here. It is, a close ball game. You try to get the ball on the ground here and move the runner up.
No outs here, top of the second.
That's a coaching thing too. If they're making good contact, and so you face a dominant pitcher, you might want to certainly put it on the ground here, move the runner up, but swing away.
Well, if it stays as offensively challenging for both teams, it'll be a game of chess, and that's where those bunts come in. Chasing one high, strikes him out. Strikes her out. First out of the inning. Now up for Muskegon, Melissa Olmedo. Whichever way it is pronounced, I apologize for whichever way I said it wrong. Olmedo. We're going to go with Olmedo. Ball's low. Catcher holds the runner at first. How frequently is there steals?
It depends on obviously the speed that you have on the bases, but the strength of the catcher's arm. It's not as common. I think in baseball, just because, again, the ball gets to the catcher so quickly that but sometimes you have to push it and see. You have to take those chances. You get runners on base, you got to make things happen.
And, you mentioned the strength of the catcher's arm. A lot of that, too, could be accuracy as well. Right. Blooper over the... safe again.
That is a hit them where they ain't hit.
Take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay on that one. Just a tiny little blooper in between the second base and the pitcher, and just enough time. I want to take a look at this next look here and see how close it was to being. Oh, he didn't get over on that look. Well, in any case, the Big Reds have runners on first and second now with one out.
Depends if your batter can do it, but first and second with nobody out, you're at the bottom of your order. You really have to put the ball down here. It just all depends if you can execute, but no.
Bunting is considered kind of a very, very formal thing in baseball. Would that be the same for softball?
It depends if you're right or left-handed. What enters into the softball game is the whole slapping game, and if you're on the left side, you have such an advantage as far as your distance to first that girls get really, really good at just poking the ball, laying it down. It's kind of a slap motion as much as it is a bunt. But
it's just kind of knock it down.
Just put it between the lines.
Strike 3 called at the plate. That'll be out number 2.
Strike out when you need it there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Strike called there. 0-1.
Now batting the shortstop.
Runners are going to attempt to advance, throw down to third. Everybody is safe. So a little bit of an errant pitch gets away. Moves the runners up to second and third. 2 outs here for the Big Reds. Sailors looking to capitalize on a nice little ground ball or a pop fly to get out of the inning. Even a strikeout would be nice here.
It's tough to let that go.
Yeah, one nicely driven, left center, right center ball, bring in 2 runs very easily. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss.
There you go, got out of it.
Get out of the inning very, very nicely. A little bit of pressure there by the Big Reds of Muskegon, and looks like we've got ourselves a little bit of a game here. So going into the bottom of the second, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
And welcome back here to the Sailor Softball Complex. Moving into the bottom of the second, Sailors up 1-0. Got out of the inning with runners on second and third. And Muskegon's making a little bit of the game for this. And
Absolutely.
A little bit unexpected, but it's always a pleasant surprise when you have good competition on the field. And that's what we have so far here going into the bottom of the second.
Yep.
Now batting. Left fielder, number 8.
You know, Noah, other than playing catch and that kind of stuff, you never really got into organized baseball. You were football and you did, you know, the cross country and the running and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Ever wish you got into that at all?
I do sometimes. It was just one of those things. I think so much of the earlier part of my childhood was spent playing rec league soccer.
Yep, and soccer too, yeah.
I think I never really got the chance to try it out and develop.
Base hit straight up the center for the Sailors. Let's take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay on that one.
Coming to the plate, the pitcher, number 6, Kristen.
You know, I'm not used to having so many camera angles to work on instant replays. We had 4 of them going when the boys baseball went to LMCU field. We had 4 running, and it's a lot of work to run that many instant replay camera looks, but it is fun once I get the hang of it. So runner on second, no outs for the Sailors here, bottom of the second. It was a nice base hit straight away.
Maggie McCarthy.
Foul tip, straight back at us. Pitcher Kristen Hilland at the plate. Nice pitch on the inside corner for strike 2.
You see on ground balls hit, you know, our base hits, there has to be some familiarity on defense of what to do with that ball. Base hit here.
Driven right between the short third base.
Coming home.
Away. And she's going to go to second, and you got, where do we go? It's a good cut by the pitcher there.
And Amelia Pena will come in and run.
That was a beautiful base hit in between third and short.
Yep.
Good heads-up base running.
Got a pinch runner or a courtesy runner here for the pitcher.
Avery Johnson.
Is that pretty common?
Yes, especially on hot days. They do give courtesy runners for the pitcher and catcher both. The only rule is that whoever comes in to run has to continue to run for that person. You can't switch up different people for that person.
Sailors steal second base from first. I would imagine, especially on hot days, you'd have that.
Right.
What's the pitching rules as far as like a doubleheader, switching people? Deep ball,
That's gonna get
drop in between
Drop.
right and center.
Coming home again.
Yeah. That's going to go all the way to third now. No.
She's going to hold at second. So again, the Sailors with another run. They can get 3-0 here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, there are no pitching restrictions for girls. They can girls typically can throw 2 games. That's pretty common. 3 is a little much, I think, in a day. But when the game's on the line in districts and their number 1 pitcher will go both games.
Sure. Would you see in this case a pitcher like, say, the pitcher for Muskegon go both games?
I would think so.
Yeah.
She looks to be their number 1. There was another girl throwing before the game, but it just depends on how tired they are and what the score of the game is, and you know, are you saving for a little bit down the road?
We talked about it when we were watching the players at the Lake Michigan Credit Union field in baseball and comparing it to softball. the motion being so much more different. Wow, that was a very hesitant throw from shortstop, but was able to get her anyway. Moves the runner up to third with 1 out on the bottom of the second. Sailors up 3-0. Good runner in scoring position. But back to the pitching and not having the restrictions on there. The motion doesn't do the damage to the shoulder nearly as much. Is it because there's more inertia with the upper body and the push from the legs? Is that where the drive comes
and coming up over the top of your head. So you're fighting gravity as a baseball pitcher when you're releasing, at least the ball travels above your head.
Mm-hmm.
Here, when the girl brings the ball around, the strength of her motion is with gravity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming down. And so that doesn't do the wear and tear. That is hit hard. Oh, man, she is lucky.
Field.
That was almost right in the face.
Yeah, it was.
But it was a great attempt. It was a really, really hard hit ball. If we take a look at that on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay here. Almost got it, though. I'll tell you what. It was in her glove. It just had too much power. Powered right through her glove.
Right. They take a timeout here to kind of calm things down for them. And
again, with the solid start, Sailors have now put 3 on the board in the bottom of the second, making it 4-0. Now, we talk about things, obviously when we start seeing games get out of hand. What are the mercy rules in softball?
15 runs after 3, 10 runs after 5, and then the smart aleck umpires will say 1 after 7. That's obvious, but
yes.
Yeah.
We got Dan Vandermeide and the wonderful music and voice that he's able to put up here. Bob Grant up here running the scoreboard at a beautiful softball field. I tell you, like I said, the second full season here, honestly, it's just wonderful they're able to play.
Hoping they can get the county tournament to come to Sailor Stadium here the next couple of years.
That would be kind of nice.
Yeah. We have a lighted soccer field behind us. That'd be some kind of goal down the line if we get any kind of big beneficiary to put some lights in here. Because you'd have girls from all around that'd like to come and play. Marshfield is that for the boys. They play under the lights, and it's a big thrill. That's a wish list that I don't know if Bill O'Brien's really up to
the lights and
the lights.
You know what? There's big pockets that like to donate.
There you go.
All the time.
There you go.
So I'll tell you, if it were not for none of any of our equipment is school purchased. It's all donated money.
That's great.
From people that have supported us and want to see us succeed. And I tell you, the product that we give is really, it is very, very much because of the generosity of the fans,
right?
And the groups that see the value in this, and so it's a blessing, that's for sure. Still here in the bottom of the second, Sailors up 4-0. And that's going to be the first walk of the game between either one of the two teams. Puts runners on first and third for the Sailors. Still only 1 out. We're working our way through the top of the field still, the top of the lineup, correct?
We're at third in the
lineup here, yep. With Elizabeth Sevicool. Boy, she almost wanted that one.
Now you mentioned the throwing motion and what that does to somebody's arm, and really there's a lot of tax on the legs, and you get these long innings in a hot day like this, and the pitcher does get tired, and the more efficient pitchers that throw harder have shorter innings. Mm-hmm. So it kind of compounds on itself.
Well, and we really don't know. I believe this was the pitcher that we were watching warm up that we mentioned had some pretty good velocity and some movement on the ball. And we don't know how deep their pitching staff go here for the Big Reds. So hopefully if it's, if this is their ace and they wanted to play 2 games, she's able to get out of there. Nice hit over to the left field line, drops in for a base hit. She's going to turn it into 2, but drives in 1 run. So that's going to make it 5-0 for the Sailors. We'll take a look at that on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. See what our cameras were able to catch. Dropping in nice there.
Close-up shot there.
Brooklyn Grant, third baseman at the plate.
So still bottom of the second, 5-0 now.
Where is George taking it? Oh, really?
I got a friend in Miami that his daughter's at the hospital there.
Okay.
Just heard Dan Vandermeide say the game time temperature was 83 degrees. Boy, I'll tell you what, last week I think was about as cold as it could be for May.
Yeah.
Or it seemed like the beginning of the week anyway. It started to warm up towards the end. Nice shot, high into center field. Runner's going to tag. Both runners tagging, coming in. So nice sack pop fly.
Do that right, that's tough.
Again.
And because of another errant throw, 2 more runs come in. So sacrifice fly to center brings in 2 runs after the errant throw. 7-0 now for the Sailors, 2 outs.
And so there's a situation where the ball's hit deep enough. They're not going to get the runner at home. That throw has to go automatically to third base. And that's just kind of that internal knowledge that you have to have from playing a lot. And
yeah, because you're not going to make that throw unless you've got a really, really solid arm,
right,
and a good jump on that.
Or if it's the last play of the game and you've got to go there, but there's a rhythm to defense that is tough for girls to catch up with if they're not starting until they're in 9th and 10th grade.
Right.
I always said our goal was to have players that knew what to do at the correct time, because if I have to tell you, it's too late. And that's what you want to push for at the varsity level, is to have those, at least 4 or 5 on your defense that you just count on, that know what has to happen in certain situations.
Ball high and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on for the Sailors. They cleared them off on that last one. You talk about sports and the mental aspect of almost every single sport. I think that it's true even in cross country. Another foul ball, looking to play it, unable to get to it. Cross country, Noah, you can speak to the mental side of cross country, and it's not as much about some type of specific technical thing or a skill that you have to do, but the mental aspect of pacing and finding that last little bit of energy. There really is not a sport that doesn't have a mental piece to it. Would you say that, Noah?
Oh, for sure. And cross country,
swing and a miss.
Like you said, pacing is huge. It's hard to sometimes maintain that in the heat of a race.
Well, that would be the end of the second. Heading into the top of the third, we will be right back. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business. And we are back, top of the third here, Sailor Softball Complex, where the Lady Sailors varsity softball team taking on the Big Reds of Muskegon. Currently up 7-0. And I tell you, the Big Reds have shown some opportunity for offensive capability. We're going to see if they can continue to bring it here in the top of the third. Left 2 runners on in scoring position, I believe, last inning it was.
Yes, they did.
And it was after a couple of good, solid hits. Grounder to second. Easy out for out number 1. Go back and again, let's check and see what our cameras are doing on these instant replays here. Brought to you by Ryan Rozicki, Lake Michigan Credit Union, instant replay sponsor.
The pitcher, number 7, Lauren Belka.
So easy out number 1 for the Sailors.
And if I know Coach Tharp, and she, was quite a defensive player when she played for me, and she's got to be focused on making the plays when they're given to you. You got to make outs. Kristen's a good contact pitcher. They're going to put it in play, and they've got to make the outs. That's been one of their struggles this year, is big innings where they give up some errors, and good teams are going to get their hits, but you have to make outs when they give them to you.
Well, and that hit to second base was exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
Routine ground balls should be routine ground balls, and you need to make them look like routine ground balls. But that one was a strikeout for out number 2 here in the top of the third, so it makes it even easier for everybody out on the field.
Just outside.
No, you've got a much better look at the plate probably from where you are compared to where I am. I'm a little bit off center here. That was the outside corner, it looked like there, so 1-1. Obviously the field is smaller than a regular baseball field, but, with a softball, it's softer. You really got to crank these bad boys to get them out of there.
Yeah, it's not so much. I mean, the ball itself is I don't know if it's as dense material. It probably is as a baseball. The problem is the circumference of it, and that's what takes so much more to hit it out.
Right.
Yeah, you got to square it up.
205 to center. 195 down the right field line, and we have 195 on the left as well. So, do you see many that are kind of off kilter a little bit? Shorter, longer. Is it just fitting a field in somewhere? Is that what it is?
Depends on who installed the fence. And when we came here, when I started coaching with my dad, it was back in, 2000, and the fences were back at 240. Which was too long for fast pitch and too short for slow pitch. And so we were wondering who put the fence in. We didn't know.
Strike number 3.
Strike 3.
So the Sailors get out pretty quick on that one. Routine ground ball, a couple of strikeouts rather. And that brings us to the bottom of the third here in just a few minutes. Sailors up 7-0.
Bat here in the bottom of the third inning.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sailor Nation Sports Network here. John Vandervelde of Nexus Realty broadcast booth. Mr. Jason Craigo joining us, former coach of the Mona Shore Sailors. And after him, we had Coach Sydney Tharp, who was the current coach. And you had the pleasure of coaching her entire time here at the Mona Shore Sailors. How long ago was it that she was a player?
She graduated in 2012. I think 2009 is when she was a freshman. She went right to the varsity, her and 3 of her friends, all great players for Mona Shores. So she spent 4 years on the varsity and graduated 2012, but she played at Community for a couple years. I believe she played at Aquinas, if I'm not mistaken. Great player, great hitter. Great captain. She played third base for us.
Yeah, and she's really been doing well with the Sailors as far as this softball team from a coaching aspect of it, which I'm sure she learned a lot from playing with you and all the other teams that she's been able to develop under and that kind of stuff. So
when she came, that was the group I mentioned before that knows what to do with the ball before the coach tells them. That was the real first group that I had.
Mm-hmm.
That was real savvy, playing travel ball, and they could good base runners, good students of the game that just kind of made your blood pressure go down as a coach because you knew that they were into what was going on.
One less thing you had to think about.
Right.
They were already thinking it.
Yep.
So those are always nice. So, Noah, tell everybody where you're headed out at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I got the opportunity to take a little vacation down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So
Be down there till Sunday?
Yeah, heading out bright and early tomorrow morning.
Noah will not be joining us for the other 2 broadcasts that we have later this week, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so we're going to be doing track on Friday, which will be our first track coverage that we're able to do. And then on Saturday, we'll be doing another girls lacrosse at noon. Well, I tell you,
I'd like to help out with that track one. That would be a fun one.
Solid hit.
What a
Center
great
field grabs
catch.
it. Wow, I'll tell you what.
By number 21.
And they avoided a collision, which is key in that situation.
Came down with it, but avoided a collision. Beautiful catch, Layla.
Nice catch. Watching it on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay there. Boy, that was headed for a little open field and then closing in on a collision out there, but they were able to pull that one off. That was good.
I believe the Big Red coach, Chris Sugan, I'm pretty sure he was there my last year, and so that puts him at 4 years in the program, and that you could see a lot of that continuity here. These girls are a lot more comfortable playing the game. He does a nice job.
Wild throw. Nobody on base to advance, though, because they got that out. One out here in the bottom of the third. 7-0 Sailors are up. Do we have any
Right to the
hard hit, third base unable to control it? Sailors with one on at first now, one out. Do we know of anybody softball-wise out of this senior group that are committed to any other colleges?
Yes,
as of right now?
Elizabeth Savacool, I believe, is going to Madonna University on the east side of the state. She signed as a catcher, and so she'll be going over there to play next year.
It's great. I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of, just school-wide, a ton of commits. Base hit over second base there. Second base was a second base position was moving over to second in case the runner went on that one and left a huge gap for that to fall into. So,
and the runner did a nice job of pausing. She wasn't quite sure where the second baseman is. That could have been an easy double up there.
Right. But the college commits, the scholarship athletes that Mona Shores has seen over probably the last 4 or 5 years has been just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's not just one sport where you see that in a lot of schools where there's only one sport or 2 sports that you get that. You're getting it in all walks of it. You've had it in track You've had it in softball, tennis, football, baseball. There's commits all over the place. Wild pitch.
Nice little move up the runners, 2 in scoring position now.
And Noah, I can't recall what it was your senior year. What was it the Muskegon area athletic? You got an award.
Yeah.
I can't recall exactly what it was.
MHSA Scholar Athlete Award.
That's what it was, yes.
Finalist for that.
Yep. Boy, Noah was really making strides in cross country, but I've never seen anybody have shin splints quite like you did, Noah.
Yeah.
You even got like the Iron Man award or something like that because of the shin splints that you ran through.
Yep. Yeah.
At least attempted to run through.
Kind of derailed my senior year for me.
Another wild pitch brings in another run for the Sailors.
Oh, we got another one coming.
Another one coming. That'll be 2.
Got to throw and catch that ball. It's tough.
You talk about heads up, paying attention, smart ball, being in the game. You know, it's those throws that are just around the field. If somebody drops it, if you're paying attention, that's another run on the board. And
call them those in-between throws because you get a pop-up, you catch it, everyone knows what to do there. Ground ball, you throw to first. But it's those in-between plays. You just have to have an IQ.
Short bouncer picked up, knocked in. That was going to be foul.
Could have let that rolled foul. Oh, if they called it foul.
Yeah, they did.
Whoa, did they? Boy, sure did. I want to take a look on the instant replay
like it
on
was
that one.
drifted foul. I don't know if it completely
I'm
crossed that
hoping.
line or not.
It did go foul.
Yeah.
It went foul. Just barely foul. Love the instant replay. It shows that it actually did make it out. So.
And a strikeout.
2 down.
So 2 down here in the
For the Sailors, number 9, Abby Pritchett.
the bottom of the third. 9-0. Beautiful day. Another good pitcher here too. We were talking about we didn't know what the depth of the pitching field would be for the Big Reds, and they've got some movement on that ball.
The key thing is throwing strikes. They're not walking many people. And
I remember that girl pitched it during JV at Race Field. I don't think she threw a strike.
been working on it.
East Muskegon.
One thing you have to remind your pitchers is that sometimes the hitters will get themselves out.
Sure.
And that requires you to throw it a hittable pitch. So we forget that. We're so, trying to strike people out or trying to throw the perfect pitch, and,
Even contact with the ball is going to put it somewhere where somebody else might be able to make that out. That's right.
Oh, that is well hit
Drive
ball
into,
there.
yep, it's going to go down to out to the fence in the gap between right and center. Easy stand-up double.
It's a 9th grader, Abby Critchett. He hits the ball well.
Stand-up double here with 2 outs. The bottom of the third. Another runner in scoring position. Sailors currently sitting at 9-0 against the Big Reds. It's unfortunate. I think that there is some usable talent on this Big Reds team. And if what you're saying is true, they don't have much of a feeder club that really the coaching staff, and you talk about developing a program and developing a team and skill. If you don't have a feeder to that, man, it's hard to watch this work go away.
Runner going to third.
Another ball in the dirt, moves the runner up to third.
And the feeder programs have morphed from Little League, which they still have, into travel softball, which that requires a commitment of 4 or 5 weekends, hotel rooms, sometimes thousands of dollars of commitment, and it's tough. It's tough to organize that and get parents to do that. And the Girls for Shores and other successful programs have benefited from that for sure.
Sports having real groundwater problems when they're doing sports turf. They can't get it in.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the third.
Donnie's worried about it.
Might have to wait for the weather to dry out.
And that's going to be a
All
walk.
Shelby. I mean,
That's what they said.
So, Sailors runners now on the corners. First and third, 2 outs. Savakul comes to the plate once again. This will be her 3rd time up, I believe.
Once again,
You
game
don't-
is live on Sailor Nation Sports on Facebook.
You will not have to worry about Elizabeth Savakul taking a called 3rd strike. That will not happen.
Likes to make contact.
She will come up ready to do battle.
boom. Oh.
Pop fly is going to fall
It's
in.
going to be a hit.
Brings one more run in for the Sailors. Puts them on first and second. But I tell you, it was a little bit of a tricky pop fly. It was just kind of a looper there.
Yeah.
A little bit of communication error between the first and second base. And that's really what allowed that to fall in. So 10-0 now.
Would have been an easier play for the second baseman
Correct.
there to come in and get it.
Straight. The tournament that they were in, was that this past weekend?
Yeah, past Saturday is the GMAA County tournament. And unfortunately, always the day of prom. But it's been less of an issue, but they played really well. And Oak Ridge was favored, obviously, to win it. I believe they did. Won the whole thing. They used to do tiers where it would be the Class C and D schools against each other, but they opened it up to everybody this year, so it was fun.
Sailors with some impressive play there against some very, very strong teams.
Left fielder this year, which comes in. I think it was really starting pitching. But I want to know if it's number 7.
Sailors with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Ball is in the dirt. Moving the runners up to second and third now.
Well, you're looking at the batter at the plate would be 13. Not that we're thinking of runs here, but it's one of those situations where the Big Reds just have to get a pitch across here and try to get that 3rd out.
You know, it's a philosophy that is used even in baseball too. You know, getting the ball in play gives you several other people to be able to help you get that out.
Yeah.
You'd mention it. Sometimes you get into your own head thinking you have to strike everybody out, and that's not the case. Just get the ball in play, and a lot of times it'll end up doing the work for you.
We would stress something called the 2-strike approach, which you hear a lot, even at the major league level. They're trying to put the ball in play with 2 strikes just to give yourself a chance to find a hole somewhere, as opposed to taking a huge swing with 2 strikes. I'm sure the home run hitters still are allowed to do that, but
Sure.
we even had girls square to bunt and then pull back as a way to see the ball better in a 2-strike approach. They split their hands, they don't put their hands together, and they basically just swat to try to find a hole somewhere.
Sure.
Those infielders can't make a throwing error if they don't get the ball hit to them.
That's right.
So a lot of funny things can happen.
Well, you look at some of the balls that were hard hit here have not been able to be played because of the contact that you make. So
right. You got a high chopper, short hopper. You got the English spinning ball, that's spinning in the dirt that they can't handle. There's a lot of goofy things that happen.
So the Big Reds with a timeout here. It looked like they were going to make a pitcher change, but I think they're just huddling up, trying to regroup here on this inning. 10-0 now, bottom of the third. And the Sailors with runners on bases loaded now. after the last walk.
That's tough. I hope the coach stays positive because I'll tell you, looking at 20 years of facing Muskegon, this is a really improved team. And they've made some nice plays in the field. They've hit the ball well. I know the scoreboard doesn't show it, but these girls have got to have a little confidence.
Well, and even early on, they were showing signs of some pretty good defense as well.
Yeah. That one might
High
not
fly
stay
ball.
in the yard. No.
And it
she
drops.
was
That's
there.
going to be several runs coming in here for the Sailors. At least 2. They got 2, 3 in.
I think just 2 there. Was there bases loaded
Yeah,
there?
bases loaded. So they got, I believe, yep, that would be 2 in. So 12-0 here for the Sailors.
2 more in scoring position.
Runners still on first and second. That's correct.
Hopefully they got time there.
Left fielder Maggie McCarthy at the plate.
Those just joining us, we talked earlier about what the mercy rules are in softball. And is 15 inside of 10, or if in 3.
3 innings.
Gotcha.
So it's a bottom of the third. So
Bats
there's
pitch
another one.
that's gone past. Where there's another one.
And we're going to have
and
another.
there's another one. So now you're faced with the batter being the game-ending run here.
Boy, I tell you, it's unfortunate because I love seeing teams. You know, we talk about I want to say the underdogs, but really you talk about it from a perspective of the program, and you've struggled or you really haven't had a lot of, overwhelming success. This Muskegon team looks like it has pieces that could be very successful and develop.
For sure.
Felt the same way about Union watching the football games. And the last year against Union that we played them, they played us hard, and it was good to see a coach be able to come in and really invigorate a team that's never been invigorated before. And, man, I'll tell you, the news about not much of a feeder program for the Big Reds really kind of is unfortunate because this team right here has signs of life to it.
You talk about the mental game, and I've seen the long history since I've been at Mona Shores with football. And, of course, I went to Muskegon, and the tradition there was you were going to win. And that took a long time, but I saw Mona Shores get over that hill where it's here we go again. That's you have to get out of that mode of, if something bad happens, well, this is what's going to, and they finally got over the hump, and you see programs that have built that tradition where the girls just know, well, we may have made an error, but things will go our way.
So now the Mercy Rule runner is on first base.
Yeah.
On to second now.
Now on to second on a stolen base.
This will be.
I thought she was too.
Sailors with an impressive, there's going to be, able to knock it down, but ends up going.
Third.
So the Mercy Rule runner is now on third base. Relatively easy scoring position, but there are 2 outs for the Sailors here. So there is hope for the Big Reds to get out of this and maybe tighten things back up in the top of the 4th.
3-0 count.
Been talking with Noah. He had opportunity to go between Cincinnati and Boston for his internship.
Wow.
And there's a strike.
Right down the middle.
He ended up wanting to go to Cincinnati, and I kind of wanted Boston because I wanted to try some of that real authentic crab out there.
Oh, yeah.
Lobster and crab and all that kind of stuff.
And runners coming
and
home.
Runners coming
That's gonna
home,
be the
so
game.
that is the Mercy Rule for number 15. Anyway, he picked Cincinnati, and now he's chosen the baseball's worst record team to move into.
I just saw they won a
Major
couple
League-
They
games.
did.
Oh,
They're on a
wow.
2-game streak now.
Muskegon, I'd like to let you know that
So, but we're going to be going down in
the ladies' room
July.
July, July 4th weekend. We'll be going down there to take in a Cincinnati Reds game against the Atlanta Braves.
Ooh,
But,
nice.
so we're going to take a little break here in between. Sailors win the first one, 15-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. And we'll be back with the second game of the doubleheader, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pikes and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pikes and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pikes and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see them at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pikes and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pikes and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Looking to buy or sell? Look no further.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pikes and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors! Blended Furniture Market thanks you.
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Kanukin here, Sailor Nation Sports Network, from the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth at the Sailor Softball Complex, where we are about to begin the second game of a doubleheader here. Lady Sailors taking on the Big Reds of Muskegon. And they won handily, 15-0, Mercy Rule at the end of 3. We're going to see what the second game brings, but we've got some new personnel up here in the booth. Obviously, from the first game, we have Mr. Jason Crago. Again, Jason, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And switching out camera duties for broadcasting duties, Mr. Cohen Holman has joined us up here in the booth. We moved Noah down on the camera. So thanks for coming up, Cohen.
Thank you.
We don't get an opportunity to get you on the microphone enough. So welcome. I'm glad you're able to be here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And as usual, Kim and Kotis out on the camera doing an excellent job. Boy, I tell you, I'm looking at the little glitch that's in there. There is interference all over the place, whether it's in this booth or it's somewhere in the stadium. It is amazing what the effect is having on that. I mean, we're able to hold a pretty good, camera look on it, but it's not as good as I like. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. So, yeah. But here we are, second game, and obviously, do we have any reason to believe we're going to see much of anything different in this second game, Jason?
Yeah, probably not. There are signs of good play on Muskegon's part, some nice defensive plays. You try to win a battle maybe that's other than the scoreboard.
Sure.
You try to get some good plays, some things that are positive, and so hopefully they can make some plays.
Well, as Dan Vandermeide here over the PA system announced, the first game the Sailors were home team. This time it's the Big Reds, second of the doubleheader. So the Sailors will be up to bat first.
Leading off for the Sailors, followed by Brooklyn Graham playing center field.
Game start time temperature today, 83 degrees. Wow. It was unbelievable warm out here.
It's a long time coming.
Definitely enjoying summer weather now, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was like a week ago we didn't think it was May because it was too cold. Now we don't think it's May because it's too hot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, this was very reminiscent of when we did the doubleheader at LMCU. It was a little warm that game, too.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Cohen, you and Noah are troopers, man. Being out there in that sun. I feel bad.
Drink a lot of water.
I'm actually hoping you're enjoying yourself, even if you're out there in the sun.
The sun
I don't want to be
beautiful.
beaten
It's
up like that.
You got it. No. You just got to keep drinking that water.
Yep.
Keep yourself cool.
Speaking of which, we were talking about how, this kind of heat is kind of brutal on some position players out there on the field with these girls, especially the pitchers.
Right.
And long pitch counts during an inning, like they've seen with the Sailors up to bat here, have taken their toll, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have to hydrate too, like Cohen said. They have to hydrate, in between games, and actually the day before is a big thing too, to make sure you're hydrated. We've had tournaments where it's going to be in the 90s, and definitely hydrate.
Small roller down to first base line, easily handled for the first out. And that's exactly what you want as a Muskegon team to start off with. If you've got that, again, you should make routine ground balls look like routine ground balls.
Right.
Up for the Sailors second, Brooklyn Graham. Once again, if you're just joining us here, the Sailors 15-0 bottom of the third mercy rule on the first game. We are now underway in the second game. Two balls, no strikes here for Brooklyn. How many seniors do we have on this team, Jason? Do we know?
I think Aaron Johnson, Elizabeth Savacool, Desi Burns. I'm not sure if I'm missing one. I want to say there's 3.
So it's a relatively young team, still developing, and that's going to be really good for Coach Tharp coming up in the next couple of years with what she's got coming. Yeah, you'd be able to look at that probably and count any other ones on there. Cohen. While he does that, we're going to take a look at the first base runner, Miss Brooklyn Graham.
Yep.
One out here and top of the first. Really, the way that the Sailors have been scoring, anybody on base is in scoring position.
That's
seems
right.
like right now. So
there's no other names that pop out to me as seniors on here, but I know there's quite a few injured players too. So
runners going on that one. Ball gets by. It'll be an easy stand-up. So, yeah, again, a nice young team for Sydney, Coach Tharp, to be able to continue to develop and hopefully continue to see the success we've already seen the glimpses of so far this year. Swing cut back. Foul ball.
Elizabeth's got to calm down and just try to, and she wants to jump at that pitch, and she's not going to get fooled here, but she can exert herself and take her eye off the ball.
That was a really, really big cut.
Yep.
A lot of power behind it, but it did look like she pulled her head a little bit. That one was low and away. Runner moves over to third. So again, one out here in the top of the first. 2 balls, 1 strike. We mentioned earlier it was Savacool that had the grand slam. Is that correct?
Mia Gagan.
Oh, Gagan had it. Okay. Who's up after Savacool, I know. And there's another pass ball, or the first score of the game.
that was Brooklyn Graham scoring.
So 1-0 here early on in the game. Foul back. As far as like conferences and divisions go for softball, where do the Sailors sit?
I believe they split with Zeeland West. They split with Reese Puffer. They split with Zeeland East.
Okay.
So I think, I don't know if they've played Wyoming yet. I think they're maybe about to. It pretty much is a toss-up right now. I know they beat Union twice, and most likely would beat Muskegon twice, but no, I know they split with all those tough teams.
So a game, a doubleheader such as this really helps your record out going in against a well-matched conference like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What division are they in as far as?
They play Division I.
The ball that got away, she's going to turn and look for base number 3, but she's going to hold that second on that pass ball.
So Shores would be considered a smaller Division I school. So we have to play effectively Class A. So you're playing Grand Haven, Rockford.
Sure.
Schools that sometimes have double the enrollment that you do, and it's just where we're at with our enrollment. But softball is unique. It's there are teams in Division II and III that can dominate teams in Division I. So it's comes down to your tradition and who you have on the mound. And
well, we've been mentioning it so far all broadcast. The program that you have, the feeder teams that you have to be able to continue to support staying that good. You look at teams like Oak Ridge. As a matter of fact, we've mentioned them several times. It does not come easy to keep that kind of momentum going in any sport. Is it similar to soccer and hockey as far as the other elite programs that possibly pull softball players away, or they pretty much stay here at high school level and then get recruited into college?
Yeah, there's nothing pulling these girls away during their school season, so they don't have anybody leave to go play anywhere else like they would in hockey. Or I guess there are these academies, though I know that they've talked about these sports academies in Florida that you can send your juniors and seniors to and hopefully develop. But typically the best players in your school will play for sure.
We talk about soccer and hockey, and I know it's for the development of the player, and Cohen is looking at possibly, but man, I don't like it that they're stealing our good players away. I want that alma mater to be winning those big games, but it speaks a lot to the players and the talent that they have when you have these junior varsity players at sport levels that all of a sudden Cohen is literally on the path to play varsity soccer next year and then be playing for what level is it?
It's an MLS Next team. Okay. So the MLS is Major League Soccer in the U.S., and MLS Next is a program that is directly connected to an MLS team, and you play there year-round, and you just travel around the country basically playing games.
It's just crazy at that level. You could, as a junior, you could be traveling around the country playing soccer.
Yep.
Oh, you're that good. I want you right here. I want you winning for us.
Well, if you think about it, the coaching, almost all of the coaches at that level are coaches who came over and played pro or semi-pro from England or somewhere in Europe or Germany or wherever it is, where they have football academies where players go and actually go to school and play soccer there. And they are like special schools for those players. So we just don't have that in the U.S., and that's the best you can get here is MLS Next.
Sure. So after a pitching change for the Big Reds, now looking at 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Sailors have runner on second. Ball outside. Boy, they're really trying to make sure that runner stays on second base. I don't know if I'd make that throw. I'd probably walk it. Only because of the fact that there's a chance of once it gets past, then you're moving that runner anyway.
They're making the right throw by throwing to third, because if they try to throw to second, if she leads off too far, she'll be gone. So that's kind of, you're baiting them into throwing behind the runner, which is what you don't want to do there. You throw ahead of the runner.
Yeah, that really would be a fruitless throw to second, because there's no way to be able to get it and then toss over to third. That one went by. Be a walk, but the second base runner advances. First and third now for the Sailors. 1 out, still in the top of the first inning of the second of 2 on this beautiful doubleheader day. Strike one on that first pitch.
That's a first and third where you send the runner. Don't think there'll be a play at second. If there is, the runner at third comes home.
So now runners first. Let's check that second and third. 1-1 count, 1 out. Lots of offense still on deck for the Sailors. Pretty deep in their lineup. Ooh, hit straight back to the pitcher.
Do we get the one? Nope.
Unable to control it, but man.
It's tough to call that an error. And she just kind of had to protect herself there.
Yeah.
Take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. Right back at her. She had enough about her to get it up. Almost got the play at first.
Right.
But the Sailors were able to advance the runner, making it 2-0 now. Runners on first and third, and you can almost expect to see the runner on first going to second on this next one.
First pitch.
Runner goes past, or the ball goes past the catcher, rather, and not only do we advance to second, get the run in, and the first base runner is all the way over to third base now. So it's unfortunate. Again, they started off so well with that play at first, making it look routine, getting some pitches across. They did make a pitching change, but boy, I'll tell you what, tough day for the Big Reds here. Solid hit straight up the middle. Bringing another run for the Sailors.
It's one of the fundamentals that you teach young kids watching the Sailors run the bases. When you hit a ball to the outfield like that, you put yourself in a position to take the next base if the outfielder bobbles the ball. So you watch that runner. She was right there ready to take second. She didn't, but she was in the right position to do it.
Sailors again advancing runner to second. Still only 1 out here in the top of the first. Sailors up 4-0. I really thought that they were able to get, a little bit of that mentality back coming into the opening of this. They played solid on that first play, but boy, it's just some struggles, some errors, again. Not to take anything away from the Sailors, it was a hard hit ball to the pitcher.
We got to get it out here.
Unable to get it. But even with that hard hit, she was still able to keep her, composure to get almost get the out at first. Seems, however, though, at least in this first inning, things begin to unravel quickly. Another low throw. 3 balls, 1 strike. Still only 1 out. You're right. They need to get in out in order to be able to feel as though they're making some progress here.
Right.
We mentioned the pitching change. That'll be a walk. Yeah. This is back to the pitcher that started the first game, correct? And that is
Lauren Belka.
Lauren Belka, yes. So now runners at first and second.
Number 11, Avery Johnson.
You've got to be close to the bottom of the lineup coming around.
Yeah,
be about right.
4 in, 2 on, and 1 at the plate.
And 1 out.
And 1 out. Yeah, so this is what? This is 8 or 9. This is 8.
Batting around the horn here in the first. Pitch is low. Throw to third is a little off.
Let's see how Coach Tharp plays this, because
this is bunting.
You're going to have to go 3 innings because you're the visiting team. And so there's a strategy here. You know, you get your 5 runs, you get 6 runs, and then not one you use very often, but if you leave early, you're automatically out. And so sometimes that's kind of the, sportsmanship thing to do in this situation, and get them off the field. And it's funny, I tell girls, when we learn how to lead, the runner cannot leave unless the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. So when we learn how to steal bases, I'm telling them, try to cheat, try to leave early, and I guarantee the umpire's not going to see the first one. The coach is going to complain you left early, and then the second time. So sure enough, we get in this situation where we're telling our players to leave early on purpose, and the umpire doesn't call it. He's not even looking over at the base, and I have to get the umpire's attention and say, look, we're trying to get off the field here. Give us a break.
Shot to first base.
That would have been a double play. You got him now. Go for. No, go for.
Oh, no, that
run goes in.
There's no force over there.
No.
The force is at home on that.
And that's that.
Yeah.
That's just the headiness that you have to have. That's not a routine play at all. That's a between the ears play.
Right. So 5-0. Going back up to the top of the order here with
13, the right fielder, Des Burns.
Sailors 2 outs, but still runner on third. I got to agree with you down there, Dan. Cohen, besides soccer, have you gotten into any other sports?
I played a little bit of basketball when I was younger.
Yep.
I played a little bit of football, but I really liked soccer the most.
And obviously you're doing well at it too. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on third. Sailors up 5-0 here, top of the first. Cohen, a little bit, about how did you get involved? Tell everybody out there in Sailor Nation Sports how you got involved with us.
Well, I really liked. So when I started watching sports, specifically football on TV, I was just captivated by it, and I caught on really quickly to what the commentators would say, and eventually would start saying what they would say before, ahead of time. And I enjoyed saying it and trying to beat them to it. And then I watched you guys broadcasting, and then my mom suggested that we try to contact you and see if we can get involved.
Ooh,
so
swing and a miss, strikeout for out number 3 here in the first. Top of the first. Boy, that gets the Big Reds off the field and gives them an opportunity for a little bit of offense. So hopefully they'll be able to keep it a little interesting here, but 5-0 is a pretty big lead for the Sailors here in the top of the first. So go ahead and continue. We'll
so my mom suggested to contact you and figure out if I could get involved, and then we set up a meeting, and then I started getting involved.
The rest is history. You've had the opportunity to do some pretty cool things. I tell you, and you'll have the opportunity to do more. Our trips to Ford Field have always been pretty spectacular. Yeah. Unfortunately, you weren't able to go with us to Marquette. That was pretty fun, being able to go to the top of the world pretty much up there.
Yeah.
Lake Michigan Credit Union Field was pretty awesome to be able to go to and broadcast from.
That was a fun field, yep.
And you're only a freshman, so we got you for 3 more years involved with this. So
sure do.
We are going to, well, next year they're here. So the following year, let's talk about this for a second. The plan is I want to do a live show on the way over there on the boat.
Ferry. On the ferry.
Yep. I want to do a live show on the way over and do some interviews while we're doing that. So what we're talking about, starting this next fall, Mona Shores Sailors football team has picked up a home and away game with Manitowoc High School in Wisconsin. We're going to make it a trophy game. The Sailor Nation Sports Network is going to sponsor a trophy game for this. Nice. We haven't come up with a name for it yet, but we're gonna do something special for sure. We could
do that.
And I haven't heard yet. I know Manitowoc's coming over here on the Badger because Manitowoc is where the Badger stays. Now, I have not heard whether or not we will be doing the Lake Express or not. Yeah.
I think the Lake Express goes to Milwaukee.
It does, yep. So you're going to have to take a bus up or, up either way once you get over there. Mike
Mack's got a relative that works on the Badger, he said.
Is that right? Then more than likely we'll be doing the Badger over there. But nevertheless, Cohen, we're going to have a great opportunity over the next couple of years to travel to Wisconsin.
That'll be fun.
We'll add another state to our broadcasting locations. So I tell you, this never-ending opportunities here for Sailor Nation Sports Network. I love it.
That's how we like it.
So here we are, bottom of the first, 5-0 Sailors up.
Mia Gagan pitching now, left-handed.
Left-hander. How much of a difference is, there's strategy involved in the batter facing whatever right or left-handed pitcher is in baseball. Does the same thing apply with softball?
Yeah, and your curveball is going to come in on a righty from a lefty just like it does in baseball. But you're looking at the hip, and I think girls are more comfortable. It's not as different because it's still coming from the same part of your body, just the other side, but it's not as much as a left arm, because left-handed pitchers in baseball can get way outside the rubber and make it look really different to the hitter. But girls in softball concentrate on the hip. The hitters do. They're watching the hip and getting in their stride, and so in that way it's a little easier, I think, in softball to adjust.
So, again, it's hard for me because you've been around softball way more than I have. The rules for the pitcher as far as, the mound itself, the circle, what are we looking at here? What are the requirements?
So you can't land, your front foot cannot land past, well, I take that back. If you can stride far enough, it certainly can. She seems to be getting close to that, the chalk line, which is no longer there because they run through it. There are imaginary lines that are on the outside of the rubber that run towards home plate, and a pitcher cannot go outside of that lane. So, for example, she could not step to her left.
Left to right, sure.
Correct. So she's got to be inside the parameters of the rubber, which are extended. And in college games, you'll see they actually put the chalk lines there as a reference so that you can see if they're stepping outside that lane.
Is the advantage if they're stepping outside of that lane different angles that the ball is coming in at?
Because they can spin it so well that now you enter into even a longer distance for them to spin the ball right or left. And it becomes difficult for hitters if that ball is traveling outside that lane.
The throwing. Oh.
Got her. Oh, yeah.
Hit by pitch.
Oh, it's not a grenade. It does hurt a little bit, but you'll shake it off. Yeah. The worst ones is when it hits with no meat. If it hits a bone. That's,
right square on a
the
elbow or
ankle is one of the worst.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the Big Reds with a runner on first base here. Bottom of the first, one out. I guess the pushing foot is what stays on the actual pitching rubber, correct?
Yes, you push off, and what you see a lot of with illegal pitches is girls that leave the ground. So your trail foot, the toe has to maintain contact with the ground.
Okay.
So you're restricted from leaping off the mound and jumping, which you see some girls do that. They call that crow hopping. The old crow hop is where you leave the mound, replant, and release 3 or 4 feet closer. So you're pushing off that foot, and then before the ball releases, you replant that foot. That's illegal. We even had a controversy years ago with teams would circle up. If they had a girl that really leaped, the infield would come in before the start of the inning, and they'd stand around the pitcher, and they'd kick dirt into the center of the area in front of the rubber and to make a mound so that you would be able to say it's touching with the ground.
Wow.
And, I mean, it's that crazy, and good umpires can pick up on it. And we were always thankful for umpires that would call it, even on our team, because you want to know that before you get to the state tournament, because if it happens there's no recourse. I mean, and your pitcher can't really change the day of, so if she's doing something wrong, you want to know about it early.
Right. But it's so interesting. Each one of the different sports that we get to cover and really dive into is just, it's a learning experience. I appreciate it very, very much.
No problem.
Throw down to first.
Oh, she is.
Oh,
no,
wow.
She's out.
Gotta bring that one up on the instant replay. I want to see that one. So,
boy, you don't see that often. You see a lot of balls thrown into right field, but you definitely don't see a pickoff at first very often.
Here's our Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay.
Oh, nice pick up there by McCarthy. What a great play.
Get out of the inning. I want to go back before we do anything and look at Noah's look on that. I'm going to take one more look on that instant replay to see. We're going to see whether or not Noah was able to pick that throw up. No, he didn't move fast enough. So neither one of the cameras moved fast enough. It was a pretty good pick move. Yeah, it was a pretty good pick move, and it looked pretty close from up here. But nevertheless, the next hit was a ground out to first, and we're out of the inning. So that'll bring us up to the bottom
Of the second.
of the second.
This would be
top of the second.
Yeah,
Yep, top of the
is
second.
away.
So with that, we'll be right back. Take a quick break. You go ahead and do the same. And we are back here with the top of the second. Sailors up 5-0. And we just found some interesting information. We had been talking about the pitchers and the requirements and rules and the hop, how you would be disqualified for that in the past. Dan Vandermite up here, who moonlights pretty much his entire season not doing voice stuff here at the PA as a umpire for softball, just informed us that they have allowed now that hop, even with both feet. Both feet can leave the ground. So what kind of an advantage would that have given you?
Well, I'm just thinking about that in my mind, because if you are going airborne, you know, up from the ground, you're not necessarily at an advantage because all of your momentum should be going towards the catcher. But when you have to remain, nice grab.
It's a nice grab right there. First out for the Big Reds.
The advantage comes into how close can you get to the catcher. You know, how much can you reduce that distance of 43 feet?
Sure.
And if you have to drag that back foot, that's obviously going to keep you from getting as close to the catcher as you otherwise would be. But
nice little Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay of that grab out in right field.
There you go.
First out of the inning for the Big Reds. Ball 1 to Brooklyn Graham.
Joe, have you guys seen those?
Did you get that from the credit union?
Best Financial.
Oh, nice.
They have a thing set up with Martin or Todd Conrad. But
Nice.
I went in
Bob Grant. Whoa,
Here's
deep.
a good hit.
Right back to my camera.
And
I'll tell you what. That was some great plays. I'll tell you, that's a top 10.
Layla, that is a nice play.
Let's take a look.
That is as good a catch as you'll see in high school softball because she hit the wall as she caught it. And I tell you, so many girls are fearful of that wall. Guys, too. I'm sorry, was it a good?
Yes, it was great. Watching it now from Kimmon's shot all the way deep right, left, or center left.
And we don't have a warning track out there, so a lot of girls will bail because it can really hurt you. It's a pretty stout fence.
Big Red's coming up with some defense in this second inning. That's great to see.
2 outs, no runs so far.
Yeah, 2 up, 2 down, really, is what we've seen so far, and off of very good fly ball plays out in the outfield.
You see a lot of major league players, too, that pitcher will tip their cat to something like that because that circle can be a lonely place out there when you're pitching, and when you see your other fielders giving their all and going into fences like that, it really makes you feel good because it's a tough place to be out there in that circle.
Brings that momentum shift back just a little bit. You know, if it's sliding off the rails, it's not sliding quite as far. There's a nice little
almost
blooper
got there.
Right over the second base bag itself. Yeah, and the second base almost got there to be able to get that pick. Why would they have called her out?
Did you throw the bat?
Looks to be a possibility of some controversy, maybe a warning.
Did the bat get tossed?
Mia Gagan now coming to bat.
Got 2 outs here.
2 outs, runner on first. 5-0, Sailors up, top of the second. I notice, you know, it's probably because of knowing your opponent's arm at the plate, you know, with the catcher, the length of lead that a runner will take at a particular base.
Right.
In which case, in this one, our Mona Shore Sailor has moved up from first to second. There's a lot bigger walk off of the base once that pitch is released.
And the catcher can take care of that in a hurry.
Brutal hit down the first base line. That's going to score from second easily. It's going to be a stand-up double. Wow, that was a beautiful shot down the first base line.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
Beautiful shot.
Maggie McCarthy.
See what we see on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. And I'll tell you, it's kind of
glitching.
I don't like that glitch because of the yeah, it's glitching from the signal that we're getting, but nevertheless a beautiful base hit down the first base line. Make it 6-0 here for the Mona Shore Sailors. Sailors have runner on second. Swing, foul ball. Once again, a beautiful softball afternoon. I'll tell you what. Little warm,
softball and baseball are unique because you start with frostbite and you end with a sunburn. That's always how it ends up here.
Yeah, it was some brutal weather at the beginning of this season for anything outside. Tennis and girls soccer and football.
You ask these girls what they take, hot or cold, and all of them will take hot over cold because it is miserable.
34 degrees watching varsity baseball a few weeks ago.
And you know, Cohen, you play soccer, and you guys get to burn energy and keep warm and run, and these poor outfielders have to sit there. When it's cold, man, it is just really tough.
I'm still taking hot over cold.
Yeah, even in soccer too.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, because you can hydrate, you can keep yourself going, but
I mean, once you get up over 80, 85, that's where, because I usually play all 80 minutes of my game, so the only time I get to drink water or Gatorade is at halftime, and that's only 5-10 minutes. So if it's up over 80 degrees, I start to cramp, but I'd still take 70s.
Blooper going to drop in over the shortstop, bringing in the second base runner in.
And that's so key for younger kids watching that because you have to know how many outs there are. Mia Gagan was on second base. She scores standing up there on a blooper because she sprints at the crack of the bat because it's 2 outs.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, any crack of the bat, you move on 2
You
outs.
take that for granted, and then all of a sudden you get a player that doesn't do that, and you're like, what in the world? You know, because you really can't give up those runs like that and not score in that situation.
Once again, leaves a runner on second base for the Sailors. Now 7-0 here in the top of the second.
Some more discussion with the umpire.
You know, the other night, they batted out of order, and instead of calling it, I don't know what they did with these.
Not sure what that discussion is with Coach Starp, but the umpire has had 2 different discussions now after the batters. And I don't know if it's a throwing the bat thing. I don't know. I haven't seen really. I've been watching more what the ball is doing. So
I don't know.
Foul ball.
We didn't seem to have an issue in the first game with anybody throwing the bat. I don't. If they're asking of where their feet are when they make contact, you can't see the lines anymore for the batter's box.
No,
They've
but
been
I
erased.
haven't seen anybody that has been outside of what their normal stance would be. And again, you mentioned it. If it was a pattern issue, you would probably have seen it from the first to the second game. Now, again, that was a low ball, but she stepped up and to the left a little bit in that batter's box. But again, she's still inside that.
It's got to be an out. And it is.
So the Big Reds escape with the only 2 runs scored by the Sailors in the top of the second. They will begin their attempt to shorten that run lead here in the bottom of the second in just a few minutes. So don't go too far. We'll be right back.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
And we're back here, Sailor softball complex.
Bottom of the second. Muskegon pitching again. That's a good
Beautiful
hit.
hit by the Big Reds. Finding the gap in left. Lots of Big Red fans here happy for that one. Let's take a look on Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. Man, that was a solid swing, a solid hit all the way around. Found that gap. That was all her. Cohen's look at that, or Kimmon's look at that, rather. Beautiful shot. So that puts a runner on first for the Big Reds.
Another hit.
Big shot. That's going to be
she
dropped over and left. Well, she had to back up for that one. I don't think they were expecting that kind of power, but that is two great hits by the Big Reds here in the bottom of the second. They are not going away. I'll tell you, after losing 15-0 in the first game and a couple of innings where the Sailors have been taking it to them, they are here to still play. They want to see the end of this game, that's for sure. Ball low and away. I haven't not mentioned it yet, but Nick is unable to join us tonight due to some planned housework, essentially, around his house. He's got some yard work that he's been planning and working. He's got some delivery of some lava rock and stuff. Hit to the shortstop. Routine ground ball, but does move the runners up into scoring position, second and third. Only one out here in the top, check that, the bottom of the second. But Nick was unable to join us.
Got to get that yard work done.
Got to get that yard work done. And I told him, I said, this is going to cost you. This is going to cost you. Honestly, I think he should do a steak dinner or something for this crew for kind of bailing on us.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'll pass that along to him. We've voted that that's going to happen. So, yeah.
Oh, we could go to the Brazilian steakhouse. I don't know where there's one nearby.
No,
but
I want to make him cook for us.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I want him to cook for us. I want him to slave over a grill or something.
I could be down for that.
Mm-hmm. So 7-0. One out here. Runners in scoring position for the Big Reds. No balls, 2 strikes at the plate. And a swing and a miss for out number 2.
Yep.
So that takes a little pressure off of the Sailors here as they have, the Big Reds have runners in scoring position. Contact, as long as it's kept in front of them, hopefully should be an out at first or a pop fly.
Here, you can give that back to him. We can give that back to Dan.
Strike one, I called at the plate. For those of you just joining us, we're in game 2 of a doubleheader here between the Lady Sailors of Mona Shores and the Muskegon Big Reds. Sailors, shot straight up the middle. We got ourselves a couple of runs. Going to be a throw at the plate. But there is going to be no play.
Nobody there.
That's 2 runs for the Big Reds.
2 outstanding runs for the Big Reds. I'm going to take a look to see what we were able to catch in Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. I think I caught it a little bit too late, but nevertheless, that is 2 very important runs for this team, not just for this game and staying in it, but that's confidence builder for the development of this program, and that's really important. So it was a great shot, unable to handle that one coming straight back at the pitcher. Still a runner on first, 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 out hits are golden because it really is a momentum builder for that team.
Sometimes the last out is the hardest out to get in any inning, that's for sure.
That's the unique part of this game in baseball is there's no clock.
Yep. Yep, you can't be saved by the bell on that one. That's for sure.
Oh. 3-0 on her.
3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs.
And she hit a batter.
Right on the elbow. We just talked about that solid contact on an unprotected bone like that. Oh, I can hear it up here.
It's going to sting. Keep walking, keep the blood moving.
I remember I was hit in baseball right on the end of my elbow. I made it down to first base, and that pain just started throbbing. I thought I had broke it, but it was just a bruise. Yep. Man, did that hurt! Holy smokes!
And that'll be it for Mia Gagan.
I saw a kid get hit in the ear with a
Looks like they're gonna. I don't know if they're going to courtesy runner her or not. Looks like she's going to try to stay in as of right now. She hasn't taken off her helmet, which is a good sign. I want to make sure that she's able to run if she can. She earned that base with that throw.
Right.
They just called for a bag of ice from the trainer, but I don't know.
Yeah, she just took her.
standing on her scratching his head, so I'm guessing he ain't getting it.
She just took her batting gloves off, so I'm not sure what that means. But in the meantime, Cohen, you pointed out that we got a pitching change now going over to Kristen Hilland.
Back to Kristen Hilland,
yep. Who was our pitcher from the first game. She pitched pretty soundly in the first game. So I feel that we are in good company here on the mound.
Just a little slow.
So that's going to put runners on first and second for the Big Reds. Again, multiple runners on base this inning now, showing a little signs of life, and it's kind of fun to watch that. You like to see, a good contest, whatever you're doing. So,
and that's a win, regardless if you come back to win the game. That's a win for that team, and you try to fight those battles outside of the scoreboard and try to improve in every aspect of the game.
So the courtesy runner is in place. I think they were going to try to ice that elbow. Boy, you could hear that up here. It was solid.
That wasn't the pitcher, Belko, was it? That got hit? I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
Who was it? Braden Atherton.
I think it was 3.
That got hit?
Yeah. And I believe that's their catcher.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong about that.
I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here, both on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. Love being able to be at locations, especially home, where we have the opportunity to take advantage of Wi-Fi, good connection in that way. But, man, it is perplexing to me what the interference is for our video over here. I'm going to have to do some more investigating on the off-season to see what it is, whether it's the traffic lights like we had talked about. It seems to me, though, that those are pretty directional. Those are pretty directionally pointed down that road. So a lot of times you're not going to hear that over here. But right now I don't have a clue what it is, so I'm not ruling anything out.
Really broke, but he said you can call him Rich. Rich Maycroft.
So the pitching change has now been completed. Back to Hilland on the mound.
Amina Payne now batting, number 12.
Big Reds with 2 on base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. First pitch is a strike for Hilland. What's the depth of the Sailor pitching on this team? Do you know, Jason?
You've got Mia Gagan that just threw Macy Spaniola. I think she didn't dress today. I think she may be injured. She throws as well. And then Abby Critchett, the freshman, can throw as well.
Addie Huffman as well. I
Oh,
believe.
Huffman, okay.
She's a freshman as well, but she is not dressed today. She hurt her foot in yesterday's doubleheader. She slid into home base, and she's in a boot now for a couple days.
Freshman up-and-coming star, I would presume.
Yeah, if you're playing varsity, it's... And you see a lot of that, girls that come in out of the 8th grade, and they are ready to go.
Yeah, Amelia Pena, the catcher right now. Abby Critchett and Addie Huffman are all freshmen on varsity right now.
Swing and a miss. That's out number 3 for the Sailors. The Big Reds leave 2 stranded on, but they were able to get 2 and close the gap on this game. 7-2. The Sailors are still in the lead, and we're going to be right back for the top of the 3rd.
Sailors coming to bat, and they lead 7-2.
And we're back. Sailors up 7-2, top of the 3rd. We didn't get past the bottom part of this inning in the first game, 15-0, but this is a little bit of a different Big Red team here that we're seeing in the second of the 2 games.
Yeah.
And they're here to play, and hopefully they continue to do that. However, we are coming up. We in the middle of the lineup on this one.
It looks like number 6, Kristen Hillen. So
I think we're in about the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, I think so.
There's pretty solid lineup through and through. So there's bats to be heard all over this lineup. So. Swing and a miss by Hillen. So we were talking at this point about the mercy rule in the last game. If it is 15-0 after 3, is it 10-0 after 5? Is that what we said?
10 runs.
Or 10-run difference. Yes, 10-run difference. So 15-run difference after 3 and a 10-run difference after 5.
Irregardless, though, Muskegon will get a chance to hit because they're the home team.
Correct. Yep. And after that last inning, Muskegon is definitely staying alive. Yeah. They had all in total, I think they had 4 runners on base throughout that last inning. They were able to drive in 2 of them. So with some solid hitting too, no bloopers, no nothing. It was some solid rips of the softball. Foul ball, check swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, got her on strikes. Boy, that was a beautiful pitch.
Number 11, left fielder, Avery Johnson.
Take a look at that, the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. It was a good pitch, good swing, just didn't make contact.
Yeah.
Ball 1 to Avery Johnson. Broadcast later this week, we're actually going to be broadcasting live the Sailor Pride Day on Friday in the afternoon. Following that, we'll be charging batteries up and starting a broadcast again for the conference track meet held at Mona Shores. Broadcast will start about 5 o'clock on Friday, and then we're going to follow it right back up on Saturday with girls lacrosse. So don't miss your opportunity to see the up-and-coming broadcasts that we have later. This busy week this week.
Yeah, we get to see who wins a car.
That's right. We'll see who wins a car in the afternoon. Ground ball to first, easy play, easy out for number 2.
Away.
And again, 2 up, 2 down. Big Red's showing some life on defense as well.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Pitchers throwing good strikes and letting the hitters do the work.
You know, even with it being warm out, even with the, the additional work, this to me looks like a pitcher that's finding her groove and just kind of staying in it.
Oh, yeah. And it's a repetitive motion, and it becomes like riding a bike. And then you have to call the right pitch and try to hit your location. And
swing, grounder to second. Oh, and that's
an error.
Can't let that happen.
Again, we talk about those. It was routine right up until the handling of the throw to first. That leaves the door open.
It's a double. It's a double.
Double whammy.
A double whammy because you got the top of the order coming up for the Sailors, and so that was the third out of the inning. You're out of it. And
number 5, Amelia.
And you look back after something like that. The next thing you know, it's a 7-run inning. That kind of
ghost
stuff.
The game, I tell you, they're out there, and you feel them, and when you're around it long enough, that.
Swing, beautiful catch by the.
And that'll end it.
So let's take a look at that Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. Great defense. Noah wasn't able to even keep up with it on that camera. Kimmin got a great shot of it there. Good, solid defense on the part of the Big Reds for that inning.
No, I'm good.
So they get him out, with the exception of that one little error over at first. They were able to clear him out with no runs. So that brings us to the top of,
Bottom of the third.
The bottom of the third.
Yep.
Sailors still lead 7-2. We'll be right back. And here we are back, bottom of the third. And the Big Reds showing signs of life. Very fun to watch the last offensive outing that they had, as well as this previous defensive outing. And I'll tell you what, again, they're not going away. As you said, we're going to be playing at least 4 innings, and quite possibly 5 and 6 and 7 if they keep going the way that they are. However, the Sailors are still playing very good.
Oh, yeah.
Not a lot of errors. We did have the one dropped ball out in left field as an error, but still pretty good, solid softball that they're playing today.
Yeah.
Hillen's still on the mound. Her second outing of the day. First one was in the first game. You allowed to go out and come back in the same game?
Yes. Well, she was actually playing first base.
Right.
So there wasn't a substitution. You can switch defensive positions.
Okay, as long as they're
all
on the
day
field,
long.
yeah,
Yep,
okay.
these 9 girls can go wherever they want. It's only when you change the batting order that you need to notify the umpire.
Gotcha. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball outside. Cohen, what other sports did your sisters do that you were exposed to?
My sister Corinne, she played softball for a little bit. She played
Solid hit to shortstop.
She played volleyball for a little bit, and now she's playing varsity lacrosse for the 3rd year in a row. So that's what she did. Kaylee and Kendra, my older 2 sisters, played a little bit of soccer, and then they played volleyball in high school for a while. Kaylee ran track and cross country, and then Kendra played softball as well, just for a year or 2.
So you've been exposed to a lot of different sports then.
Yeah.
Abigail Oringa.
So well hit ball there to the third baseman. A little pop fly to the third baseman, we call that. Bam,
Yeah,
bam.
that's a bam bam. That's a hot corner over there, and she handled that very, very well. Same as that ground ball to the shortstop. Again, making routine ground balls look
Right.
like routine ground balls is exactly how you win games.
You watch somebody like Liz Savicool. She's going to be a college player. She attacks that ball out there. It's just routine, no matter how hard it's hit.
Oh. Fielding error by our second base.
That's a backhand
Number
there.
9.
You got to go to the
Pritchett.
backhand.
Pitcher number 7, Lauren Belka.
So that puts one on. We talked about this in the last inning. That last out is sometimes the hardest to get, and ghost on the field. We'll see if that plays true for the Big Reds here. 2 outs, 1 on first. Still good, solid pitching by Hilland. She's got good velocity on the ball. Do you know, does she have much movement on the ball? Does she?
She does. She throws a little bit of a curve, and she has a changeup that you need to utilize. At 43 feet, it's tough for somebody to throw it by a lot of varsity hitters, and you may get 3 or 4 strikeouts a game, as opposed to when it was at 40 feet, it was a lot more advantage to the pitcher. So she's able to hit corners. That's what you want to do, is you want to hit that black corner of the plate, not give them their pitch down the middle. But changing speeds is a huge deal because you got to throw that timing off.
That looked like it might have been a little bit of a changeup right there.
A little bit. And it's best when you can throw it for a strike and make them roll it over. A lot of times you see a changeup, girls will roll that over as a slow ground ball to third base.
Man, just
That's a
foul.
foul ball.
Just foul. Another good rip of the bat there, though. I'll tell you, they're getting great contact from the Big Reds in this last couple of innings. Two outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little low. It's going to be full count. Now, obviously, is this a situation similar in baseball where as soon as the pitcher releases, you're running, right?
She should be. I don't know if the coach is telling her that, but she definitely should be running.
She was not. I mean, there's nothing left on the board. It's either a hit or you're out,
Right.
so you should be
Right.
running
It's
at full
automatic steal.
full speed.
And then with foul balls, it turns into wind sprints, and you
Yeah.
get tired over there.
Yeah.
But no, you should definitely be going with the pitch. And
if they do get
that's
a
a
hit.
coaching thing. You need to let them know. It's an advantage that you can take here.
And she's not.
3.
Yep.
She wasn't running.
Nope, she's not. So, but Sailors are able to get the strikeout to end the inning. Still a lot of good baseball, good contact by the Big Reds. But we are out of the inning, moving our way up to the top of the 4th here as we come back in just a few minutes. And we are back, top of the 4th inning here. Sailors up 7-2. A lot more bats banging in the last inning for the Big Reds, but not able to capitalize on it.
Yep, Bailey Graham up to bat. Oh, I thought that was inside, but
This is top of 4, right? Top of 4.
It is, yeah. Outside. 1-1 count here. Top of the 4th. Man, I'll tell you. Totally different game. Sailors still playing well, but Muskegon is not letting go.
good crack.
Rip.
Oh, that's going to be a foul
But
ball.
foul down the third baseline. Hope that didn't hit Noah out there. I didn't see the camera fall over.
No,
or anything,
it hit the fence. It wasn't
good.
going outside.
Yeah, Noah Kimmon's doing a great shot of Noah out there. It's good to see Noah is safe.
Inside there.
Some of those cameramen at the elite levels, they're so focused in on what they're doing. You do see them get dinged.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they gotta know that ball's coming.
I tell you, one time when I was on the sideline filming football, I was just looking through that camera. I got almost run over.
Boy.
There was
Shot down the third base line, making it look routine.
Nice
Very good play.
Great play by the third baseman.
it was a good throw right to first base.
Let's take a look on the Ryan Rizicki Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. Solid rip right down the third base line. Fielded perfectly and thrown outstanding.
And what's nice to see is you look around this defense, you got 9 girls smiling, cheering.
We again had the umpire is talking to, I'm not sure what it is.
Jewelry, maybe?
Don't know. I want to go back and look at this replay and see if there's a bat throw or something. No.
It's tough to tell if that bat flew, but I tell you, it wouldn't take me long if I was umpiring my own plate to make that warning. If I was getting hit in the shins with a bat, you give a warning and then it's an out. But all the point I was making is these girls out from Muskegon are smiling. I mean, they may be down on the scoreboard, but they're into the game. They're
back
enjoying
in this
themselves.
game. That's right.
And you're making plays for your team. It's a good thing for them. That's a change up there to Savicool. I'll tell you, that's the right pitch to her.
Let's see if there's anything in Noah's view of that last one to see. See if that's a little bit clearer. No, he fouled the ball, so hard to see there. Ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pop fly.
Oh,
almost.
Just got to make those plays. It's tough, but
those are free gimmies.
Yep.
You know, if you make those, that's you're putting it out on the board. It's one less you got to work for inside the lines. And
I mentioned the ghost of the game, but this one's supposed to be hit really hard here after you drop the pop foul.
Yep.
Popped up again.
Popped up. Infield.
Oh,
And
she got that one. She got it that time.
So the Sailors having a little bit of difficulty straightening these shots out.
Here's Mia Gagan up to bat.
Again, the umpire is having words. He caught her coming back from first base.
We're just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to watch her. We can't. We foul the ball every time, but I'm gonna have to see what's going on here at the plate.
Nice
Tip
pitch,
foul.
tip foul. But again, the interesting, there wasn't a single one of those.
Yeah, we just need to know what it
incidents.
is he's asking.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll run a scouting trip down to the dugout and see if I can get some intel.
Yeah, he could do that. Ball headed foul, third base line.
Heading towards Noah that time. Didn't make
Once
it
again,
over the
hopefully
fence,
Noah's
though.
okay out there. I didn't see the camera tip over, so I think we're okay.
Didn't quite make it to him. That's
Ripped.
a good
Ooh.
break. Whoa.
Yep. And I tell you, that ball is curving in the direction he was going, so there was nowhere for him to move there.
No,
he's going to
can't
feel
move
that.
fast enough.
He's going to have a nice
Got that one right in
bruise.
the thigh, I believe. Better than that than in the knee.
Yeah.
So there's.
Or right in the shin. No.
You typically see that from the home plate umpire. If they catch a foul tip, then the pitcher will call timeout, or catcher will go out, and give the umpire some time. We got nothing for our base umpire to do.
Tip foul again.
It's like the fifth foul ball.
Yeah.
This
just can't
at-bat.
seem to get that solid contact.
But that was a heck of a rip down the first base line. My guess is that's not the first foul ball that he's
Probably
taken
not.
off of a limb.
Oh, now it got her.
So here we are again, those ghosts. They haven't come to haunt these last few innings, but we've seen them.
They're creeping.
We've seen them, yep. 2 outs, 7-2, top of the fourth. Sailors are up against the Big Reds. Second game of the doubleheader here. Sailors took the first one 15-0 in the mercy rule in the third innings, but not the same Muskegon team this game.
That's a good hit.
Yep, that's over her head in left field. Runners are coming around. It looks as though they're going to hold the runner at third.
Nice play in the outfield to get that ball back in. That was hit hard.
Yeah, beautiful hit. Runners in scoring position now. This could be the ghost coming back right now that we were talking about.
Should have been out of the
coming
inning.
up. Abby Critchett. Sailors looking to get on the board. They have not been able to in a couple of innings now. This inning so far and the last one, which is a testament to the resiliency of this Big Red team.
That's a good
bouncing
hit.
ball.
Oh,
Nobody's
and he's
going to
got
field
through.
it. That's going to get at
Boy.
least one in. They're going to send the second base runner all the way. That's going to score 2. Blooper, the first base was going for the bag, hoping the second base was going to pick up the grounder, and neither one of them went for it. Went right through the gap. So that'll make it 9-2.
The way that's supposed to pan out, the first baseman dives. If she gets it, then second base is headed towards the bag and you flip it.
Right. And that ghost came to fruition on that last one there. Runner goes from first to throw down to second. Stand-up steal. A little bit of speed there on first base there on the second.
Yeah, that's Critchett, the freshman.
Abby.
She can move. Interesting story of her grandfather was a fast pitch pitcher.
Drive into center is going to drop in, most likely going to score another run. So that's an RBI single for Kristen Hilland, as she's done very well on the mound and at the plate. That'll be 10-2. Sailors now up. Sailor bats have come alive here with 2 outs rather. Boy, it's
2
funny.
outs, nobody on.
2 outs, nobody on. That's right. That ghost. You can't mess with that ghost too many times in a row without getting burned. Foul ball back. Number 11 at the plate, Avery Johnson.
And it usually, especially at the highest level of varsity and even college too, you hear a lot. You see the home runs, you see all the power hits, but it does come down to defense, because the pitching can be so dominant that it's going to be 1 or 2 plays that make or break a game.
Timeout called here by the Big Reds.
You know, this is a good timeout, I think, because I think the pitcher's still doing a good job. It's
Yep.
just that the Sailors are finding contact in open field out there.
Right.
They're just capitalizing on that. And again, this could be a discussion reference to getting that last out. It's tough, especially when it starts to split open like it has with 2 outs and nobody on. I would be very surprised if she comes out unless she's not feeling well.
Nope. She's throwing well. She's having them put the ball in play. There have been outs there that they haven't taken.
Yep. Yeah, it comes back to that foul ball that we couldn't get over here along the third base line. This inning would have been done, and there wouldn't have been 4 more runs, 3 more runs so far this inning. So top of the 4th, Sailors still alive. 1-1 count, 2 outs. 10-2, Sailors up. Swing down the first
right
base
down the
line.
first base line.
Easy.
They're out of it. Well, we got an 8-run lead here, bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, we're going to be going into the bottom of the 4th. And the Red Wings are going to be, or Red Wings, the Big Reds are going to be looking to shorten that gap in the score. We're going to take.
Funny how the brain works with the red, big Reds, Red Wings.
Yep, sure is. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take We'll take a break. Man, I can't even talk. I need a break. We'll be right back.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frank & Muth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place shopping.
And we are back. I gotta take a break and get a drink of water or something. People are going to start thinking I'm having a stroke on the air. 10-2 Sailors up. Bottom of the fourth.
Kristen Hillen still pitching. Strike on the first throw.
Sailors with a solid offensive showing in the top of the fourth after going goose egg in the third. Hillen with great pitches still. Good velocity, on point. He's making the batters work, that's for sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First batter here. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike number 1 for the inning. First out of the inning altogether. Hillen is still looking strong. You know, obviously, she must be one of the aces on the team.
Yep.
No sense in taking her out as long as she's doing well at this point, correct?
No. She's done most of the pitching this year, I'd say, a majority of it.
Slow grounder to second base, handled well, thrown over to first, easy out. 2 down, 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Almost feels like that 2 out, no runners on might have taken a little bit of steam out of this Big Red team.
I think so.
Boy, they were hanging tough too.
Number 3, Elia Aguero.
Grounder to shortstop. Textbook play.
3 up, 3 down.
3 up, 3 down, that's right. That's going to take us into the top of the 5th inning. Sailors up 10-2, and we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
And we are back here, Sailor Nation Sports Network, coming to you live from the John Vandervelde and Nexus Realty broadcast booth at the softball complex, where the Lady Sailors taking on the Big Reds in a doubleheader today, and they won handily 15-0 in the first one. Currently up 10-2, heading into the should be the top of the 5th.
Yes, the top of the 5th.
Top of the 5th. You gonna put the 0 on the board for that last inning? Confuses me when you don't do that, Bob. So again, top of the 5th inning here, 10-2. Sailors are up. At bat, Des Burns.
Makes me think of Des Burns.
Desi's on her way to University of Michigan next year.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
You know, we should know that about these kids. We can kind
Strike called.
You see the ones on Facebook where they sign their letters. That's pretty cool.
Ball is low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sailors looking to put on a couple of runs this inning. There's a swing and a miss, but it's in the dirt. And they overthrow it. She's going to get on an error.
Might go to 3.
Boy, you easily would have had 3 on that one. Boy, that was an unfortunate, you know, and the rule is obviously if the catcher gets it in the dirt on the swing, it is considered a strikeout, but it is an error, correct, on the catcher.
You must field it cleanly on that 3rd strike.
And if you don't, then it's considered a runnable.
The catcher could drop it, or if it hits the dirt. Either way, they got to make a play.
Foul tip.
Number 5 is Amelia Pena.
Oh, that's one of those big ghosts that come into. That's the elephant-sized ghost in the room right there.
That's your number 9 hitter on second base, and the top of the order we go.
Again, 5 innings, 10-run difference would be the mercy rule here. That run right now is at the plate with no outs.
Yep. And they'll play on because it's the top of the inning.
Correct.
But that's your mercy rule.
That's correct. And no matter how many runs they do score here, they will allow the Big Reds the ability to bat in the bottom of the 5th. So it climbed to 85 degrees here, field temperature. High temp was actually in the second game. Started out at 83. There's a pass ball. It's going to move the runner up to third base.
You may see some fatigue here from the Big Red pitcher. And it's been a long afternoon. It's hot out there. And
coaching question for you. If you have a game like this, obviously, whether you mercy rule them or not, the game is relatively in hand. Do you work on things like, in this case, if it was a tight game and you needed to move that up, would there be a squeeze bunt? Is there a squeeze bunt play on this? Do you work on fundamentals like that?
You know, you certainly wouldn't do it here. It's kind of like an unwritten rule that you don't do those kinds of things here, but you definitely do want to work on it.
Right, it's going to drop in, score 1 run. She's going to go on to second.
I wouldn't say that that's out of line to practice a squeeze bunt there. That's an executed play that you should practice.
Sure.
You know, bunting to move the runner up by 8 runs, that's a different story. But executing a squeeze bunt would be interesting.
That's a run. Changing the batting order down there.
What kind of... I don't know.
So, the mercy rule run is now at second, no outs. And the run that scored got on base after an error by the catcher, dropped ball, and then an errant throw over to first for the out. So, again, those are tough. Those are tough. And those are the deflator type
And one
plays.
of the things I think Sid has to think about here is, yes, you want to get the mercy rule. There's 2 things that always went through my mind when you're playing an opponent like this. 1, you don't want to show any disrespect to them, and 2, you certainly don't want one of your players getting hurt.
Right.
And so you don't do anything that you wouldn't have to do. You don't want anybody getting hurt going into the districts. So, yeah, everyone's safe. Play it the right way.
No unnecessary chances taken.
Right.
For sure. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing, foul ball down the third baseline. Still no outs here. Bottom checked at top of the 5th. Again, we mentioned the mercy rule. Muskegon Big Reds will have the opportunity to bat regardless of the score if they do mercy rule at this point of the game. Mercy rule after 5 is a 10-point deficit.
Excuse me.
Hannah Gagan at the plate. Swing.
That's a pop.
Popped up into the left. It's going to.
Oh, she's going to get it.
Brought it
play.
in. That's a great play.
Man, that's a nice play out there.
I really hope that the signal has worked enough for us to get at least Kimmon's shot on that one. Let's take a look. Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. Left fielder came in.
That is a long way to run there, and she really, that's a tough play.
It's a great play for out number 1 this inning.
Elizabeth Savicola up.
She has yet to square one up today. And she just squared that one up.
That's going
That's
to drop.
deep.
Oh,
drop
right
off the fence. That could score. Nope, she's going to hold that
nice
second.
arm out there. My goodness, that center fielder can throw the ball.
Center fielder. Good.
All right.
First baseman, number 14, Mia Gagan.
Maybe they play for one insurance run here. I don't know. Let Mia swing the bat and then.
Okay, we're at Mercy Rule now.
Ball outside.
He called that a strike.
Oh, he did. That was way. That's all right. That's all good. Still in 1 out. I would not take the chance to make that throw. Is that?
Well, there's a couple of things that happen here. And Liz has got decent speed, but if you got a burner at second base here and she takes that lead, if the catcher's going to lob it back to the pitcher, she'll take off.
Yeah.
So they just.
Oh, that's a
high
high
fly.
pop fly.
Again, left fielder coming over.
Oh,
Oh, I tell you. She's
playing
made
it.
every single
two
play
outs.
she's had to make.
here comes Maggie McCarthy to the plate.
Now batting the third baseman.
Great
number 8,
play by the left fielder.
McCarthy.
Looks like they're going for the insurance run.
Yep.
Coach at first base just said that they want this run, so.
There's another rule that's unique. I think it's the same in baseball, I'm not sure, but once the ball goes back to the circle with the catcher, the runner must commit. And so if they fire that ball back to the pitcher, the runner can't just stand there. They either have to go back to second or go to third. So
That's fair.
a lot of times you can eliminate this dancing around with just a fire. You know, you fire back to the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
You should be fine.
So they can't stand there.
You want to
No.
make sure that that throw is good. And
Right.
It doesn't get away or something like that.
So it would take one. I mean, they have throw-throughs too, where you look like you're throwing to the pitcher, but the pitcher ducks, and it's right. I mean, right to second.
That's
Rip
a good hit.
into left
That's
center.
gonna
That's
drop.
going to score
Yep.
1. Should hold the runner at first.
Nope, she's going to get to
She's gonna
second
go
on
to
an error.
Oh boy, these are the
Maybe
ones
even
that.
third. Nope, she's going to hold that second.
So that's going to be run number 3 this inning, top of the 5th, 13-2.
Second baseman, number 9, Abby Pritchett.
I don't know. There's 2 outs. I don't know if you leave early here. You just try to play it out.
Playing it out.
Tip.
High pop fly. Looks like it's going to go off the screen. No.
That hit the. That doesn't count.
He called it out.
He's called it. He didn't see. It hit
It
the
came.
net.
Yeah, it came off the net.
That's awful.
Wow.
He can't see.
Yeah,
it.
it definitely came off the net.
Okay.
He's now they are actually conferring. Yeah,
There's no way he could see that.
yeah, that definitely went off of the net.
See the net moving. Yeah. Better not change it in case they switch it up.
Wonder if Sydney is going to say, so what do you want to do here? I mean,
let it go.
Yep, well, I guess that's it.
see, who is that at second there? Maggie knows that it went off of there, and they were looking to see whether or not they were going to reverse that. She hadn't left. In any case, Sailors are up 13-2, heading in the bottom of the fifth now. Mercy rule does come into effect here. The Big Reds would have to score 2 runs in this inning in order to eliminate the mercy rule and continue to play. They have done that one time so far this contest, 2 runs in the inning. There are only 2 runs that they have so far. So I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, obviously, being down that, and having that, this is your last chance, sometimes is one of those things that sparks an opportunity.
Yeah,
so.
it gives them a little spark.
So again, going into the bottom of the fifth, 13-2, Sailors up. Second game of the doubleheader.
Here's a new batter, number 5.
Stephanie Walker.
Number 5.
5, Stephanie Walker.
It's number 4.
Did you guys? We got 2 different
4
rosters on here, so yeah.
Ava Howe is not obviously wearing number 4. Kanaya Martin.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I have Kanaya Martin wearing 42.
Kristen Hillens still pitching. Looking to finish out this game, I'm assuming.
You got that right.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still great velocity from Hilland on the mound.
Yeah, she's throwing well.
Swing, slow ground ball back to the pitcher and right over to first, as it should be.
Nice play. 1 out.
Number 12, Amina Payne.
One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Big Reds trying to shave away enough to stay in this game. Mercy rule in effect. 10 runs after 5. 10-run difference, that is. Sun beginning to set on this warm evening, afternoon and evening. Probably one of our first kind of muggy days, too, really. It feels like summer.
It does.
Someone flipped a switch around here, and it went from
it does.
from late or early spring to summer, just like that.
Supposed to get some thunderstorms tonight, I guess.
I'll take them. Love thunderstorms. Contact is going to be a foul ball down the third base line.
Yeah, we're getting close. About 2 weeks left here in the season. They typically play districts the week after Memorial Day, the weekend after. So these girls get all ready, and everybody's in the states in the same boat. You all get a chance. Everyone's 0-0. So it's all about how you're playing come June.
Ripped it down the third base line, unable to handle that.
All day.
But that was a rip. Let's take a look at that on Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. Great positioning, but unable to field it. Came off of the ground, took a nice hop, and
have to score that one a hit. I don't know. It's within her grasp, but it was hit so hard. Not much she could do there.
21, Layla Harris.
So that puts a runner on first for the Big Reds as they continue to try to chip away at that Mercy Rule score. Great hit.
Oh.
No, now he got, oh.
She got back and dove. Look at that.
There you go.
Oh, man, that's just not right. Talking to players.
Riding home in my car.
Oh, my goodness.
She got hit earlier.
Yeah.
And she was laughing. She's laughing right now. That was funny. It is.
Still runner on first, one out. Swing and a miss. Sailors coming off a good showing in a tournament. Where was the tournament held at?
It's held at Reese Puffer every year. It has been for quite some time, and they have 2 fields there. But I certainly would like it to come over here to Mona Shores.
Sure.
It's a nice day. A lot of concessions that day, teams from all over the county. I think they do start the tournament at different locations, but the finals were always held at Reese Puffer.
Ball low.
It used to rotate. It used to play different locations in the morning, and then they would rotate where the finals will be played. And the boys always play their finals at Marsh.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it is fun, and I tell you, the Galkowskis have done such a great job with Marsh.
Man.
So beautiful.
That guy bleeds baseball all over the place.
I tell you, I played there in high school for the Big Reds, and it's an historic place, but it was not a fun place to play back then because it was not maintained like it is today.
There's a lot of baseball pride put into it now these days.
Oh, that's a good
hard hit
pop
ball.
up. And
Center fielder
that's
in
gonna
place,
be
and that's
catch.
going to be the game.
All
That's
right.
the game.
All right.
So the dime rule holds in the 5th inning, 13-2, 10 runs after 5 difference. The Sailors take both of the games here at the Sailor Softball Complex against the Big Reds. Big Reds put up a heck of a good fight in that second game. And I'll tell you what, there's so much that's developing here with this Big Red team. I really hope that there is some birth to the feeder programs at Muskegon, because any time that we have great crosstown rivalry games is the best way to watch high school football. There's no question about it. Or softball, or any contest is what I was trying to say. Just making it that way is the way that it should be. And these coaches are working really hard to get those teams ready.
Regardless of the scoreboard, the thing I like about the Big Red team here is they're smiling. They're proud of the way they played. They had some great highlights out there. Just a different feeling of that team coming off the field. They're proud of what they did.
They never gave up, and it paid off for them in that second game for sure. Well, that's going to wrap it up for our doubleheader here at Mona Shores Softball Complex. Cohen, thanks for coming on to the broadcast with us.
Glad to be
here. Certainly, thank you, Mr. Jason Crago. It's always a pleasure.
You bet. Thank you so much.
I don't know if we're going to end up being able to squeeze one in to replace the one that was rained out, but you'll always have that standing call for next season if we don't have any other ones. But it's been a pleasure having you in here, and I look forward to the next opportunity we get.
All right.
For Cohen, for Jason, myself, our 2 camera operators right now, Kimon and Noah, we thank you guys for joining us on this broadcast. We hope you enjoy the rest of this wonderful weather evening, and we'll see you at our next broadcast, which will be Friday for the Sailor Pride Day, followed by the track meet. So take care, everybody. Have a great evening, and we will see you next time.